Hey guys, in this video, going to be going over some strong move options that you can go with on your Donphan in the Gen 2 Pokemon games. Just another great design of a Gen 2 Pokemon. Donphan is a ground type. This is going to leave it immune to electric, resisting poison and rock. Then it's going to be weak to grass, ice, and water. Donphan, in terms of its numbers, very solid in the attack and defense categories, each at 120. HP very respectable at 90. Then the rest of the numbers a bit lower with special attack and special defense each at 60. And then your speed down there at 50. In Donphan's best case scenario in a competitive situation is being able to tank against physical attacks while dealing out a respectable amount of damage of its own. And in the Gen 2 games, Donphan is another curse user, and what that's going to do is boost up your attack and defense, which are already very strong numbers on Donphan, while sacrificing your speed number, which isn't a great stat to begin with on Donphan down there at 50, so you don't necessarily mind sacrificing that speed to boost up your other two strong stat categories. Then we have some offensive options, some utility options. So let's start off here with move number 1, where you're getting that same type attack bonus, ground type move, 100 power, 100 accuracy with Earthquake. And Donphan is able to learn Earthquake through leveling up, picking that one up at level 49. And we have a couple of other offensive options in the move 2 slot. Both of these are going to be a little bit tricky to get, where Body Slam, you have to do some chain breeding to get that one onto your Donphan, whereas Hidden Power Rock, it's just always a difficult calculation to try to get the right typing on your Hidden Power. And I'll link this article down in the video description, which goes over how you can calculate the Hidden Power typing in the Gen 2 games. Looking at our TMs list, Hidden Power is going to be TM10, and you can pick that one up over on the 3rd floor of the Celadon department store for $3,000. And the great thing about Body Slam is it gives you that 30% chance to paralyze the target, and it's a very respectable move other than just that at 85 power, 100 accuracy, and it's going to go off of that high physical attack stat that our Donphan brings to the table. And going over to the breeding chart for Donphan, we can see this little asterisk next to Body Slam. That means this is a chain breeding move, but the chain isn't too long in this instance. You're going to breed with the Wooper line that knows Body Slam. And the Wooper line is able to pick that one up through breeding with either the Poliwag line or the Lapras line. And that's the chain on how you can eventually get Body Slam to breed it onto your Donphan. Move number 3, we have Curse, increasing that attack and defense while sacrificing your speed. And this one's going to be TM03, found over at the Celadon Mansion. And in the Celadon Mansion, it's going to be on the roof from the man inside after listening to his story, and this can be achieved at night in the Gen 2 games. And then we have a couple of utility moves in the move 4 slot with Rest, which the user sleeps 2 turns, and it's going to restore your HP as well as your status, especially if you're going against an opponent that's dealing out physical attacks. Being able to heal yourself up as well as restore your status can obviously make it very difficult for the opposition to break through against your Donphan, whereas Roar is going to force the target to switch to a random ally. And in the case of Donphan, that would be, for instance, if you're going against something that can hit you with a super effective attack, or if you're going against something that's using special attacks. Something that's not necessarily an ideal matchup for Donphan, you can use Roar to force a switch out to try to get a more favorable matchup. Both of these are going to be TMs, where TM05 Roar is found over on Route 32. And in Route 32, it's going to be past this cuttable tree up in this area. That's where you can find the TM05 Roar. Whereas Rest would be TM44, found over on the Ice Path. And on the Ice Path, it's going to be on the basement 2nd floor in the bottom right-hand corner. That's where you can pick up the TM for Rest. And one other move that I'd like to touch on, and this one is learned through leveling up on Donphan, and that is Rapid Spin, learned at level 41. Not only does it deal out some damage, but it's also going to remove spikes from your side of the field, and especially in a competitive battling situation, it can be nice having a Pokemon on your team that has something like a Rapid Spin to get rid of that hazard that is on your side of the field. And that's going to round out the moves that I wanted to touch on here. The item is Leftovers. At the end of every turn, the holder restores 1/16 of its max HP. And Leftovers can be picked up from a Wild Snorlax, from a trash bin in the Celadon City restaurant, and from trading Wild Clefable or Wild Snorlax from the first Gen games over to the Gen 2 Pokemon games. And that's going to round this one out, so I appreciate you guys stopping by. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you back here next time.